Welcome, everybody. We'll wait for some people to get in here. I'll be right back. All right, hello, welcome everybody. Jeremy Jones, good morning. So today we are going to be going over the cheapest used semi-truck prices that we can find. This countdown thing over off here. Get some things removed. And I might do this for a little while. I don't know. I might just do it for a few minutes, but I kind of wanted to see what's the cheapest sleeper semi trucks that I could find. And I'll be sharing my screen with you. Just doing a little house cleaning right now. Give me 1 second. Wait for some more people to join in. Figured I might do this in the morning, see how it goes, versus doing it late at night. So I'm doing it first thing in the morning. All right. How are you guys doing? Let's see if we can show all semi trucks at once. So we're basically going to be looking at the cheapest trucks. So right off the bat, I'm just going to go and do lowest to highest. I'm not looking for anything spectacular starting off with, but never know what we might be able to find here. And there's going to be a lot of trucks that are like on auctions that are getting ready to go for sale versus, actual ones that are ready to go. And like this isn't real. Bunch of spam. Might not want that truck. It looks a little wrecked to me. All right, so first truck, let's see here, 2006 International, 800. Oh, and needs engine rebuilt. Never mind. 2007 Peterbilt, manual, lots of parts missing, good body and frame. So we're trying to look for complete trucks that are half decent. I mean, let's deal with this truck here. It's missing a lot of stuff. Suspension missing. Okay. Never mind. Guess we'll go on to the next one because that one has the suspension missing. D-Rock, how's it going? Top of the morning to you. Jeremy Jones, good morning. Let me know if you guys have any questions or comments or want to feel free to weigh in on some of these. Looking for the cheapest sleeper trucks, going from the cheapest price on up until I find something decent that I would maybe buy myself, put my name on, or whatnot. Something that's not wrecked, doesn't need a motor rebuilt, an actual truck that you could buy and potentially run with minor to little issues. Okay. What? Oh man, I don't understand people. This is what the hell? Well, here's what $13,000 buys you. It's a truck. It's a little. It got a little hot. It got a little hot, guys. The truck may or may not have got a little overheated, but you know it's a Peterbilt, so they know what they got. You know, this is funny because from this angle, you want to be able to tell that the truck got a little toasty, and bam, there it is, marshmallow, campfire, semi truck. And I'm trying to see if it's. I wouldn't buy this. I was just curious. I mean, I guess the back half, like these are like, if you chop the back half off and sell the rear ends, wheels, tires, suspension, do like a back half frame. I mean, rear ends are usually $5,000 a piece, so I guess you're getting 13,000 might be the most parts value you could get out of this, though. I mean, I doubt you're gonna be able to save this motor. Maybe, maybe not, but I guess there's a frame. But how bad is the frame gonna be after seeing this kind of heat? I mean, it's steel frame, so frame's probably all right, but it might be warped. Well, I don't know. I don't know, but okay. I just wanted to look at that. So for $13,000, you can get a half-baked Peterbilt, and basically, fuel tanks back is good. Clean runner, clean driving truck. Truck is real clean. In parentheses, fuel tanks back for 13,000. Moving on. I know, D-Rock. It's crazy. I haven't seen anything like that before. We might see how cheap you can get an actual running truck, but I wouldn't. I typically, personally, wouldn't dabble into Volvos. I just don't know enough about them, and I'd be scared of the parts cost. But this truck is 14,000. Good rubber, air ride front axle. And I know these things are notorious for front airbags going out. I know the Freightliners are too. They don't tell you how many miles it's got on it. Unless there's a picture here. We'll see if there's a picture of the odometer. Okay, it's got 1,000,000 miles on it. I mean, if the thing runs, people are trying to sell 1,000,000-mile trucks for $60,000 to $80,000 right now. So, I mean, if it actually runs for $14,000, may not be a complete waste of time. Here we go. 2005 Freightliner Columbia. I had a truck that looked just like this one, but had a blue stripe. Where this, instead of having it was like almost the same decal too, but mine just had a blue stripe instead of a gold and black one. Does it come with a trailer? 2005 Columbia, fleet owned and maintained, super lightweight. It's got a C13, which is a baby cat, which is a little bit of a drawback, but I mean, depending on what you're hauling, like if you're just hauling a dry van or, a little bit lightweight stuff, you're not hauling heavy. I don't know how many miles this truck has on it. It doesn't say. Not that I can find yet so far. We'll keep looking. Here we go. A 98 FLD. For $15,000. It's also got a baby cat in it. But, I mean, I don't know if they're bad motors or not. They're just not very powerful. But if you're not hauling heavy, doesn't matter. They don't tell you the mileage. I don't like that. So you gotta be careful. This is already starting off a lot better than the day cabs. We looked at day cabs the other day, and man, they were expensive. I would think it'd be the other way around, but maybe there's just not as many day cabs as sleeper trucks. And this is pretty crazy. If this is real, oh, never mind. It's the page, 400 pages. So there's 10,000 trucks right now under sleeper trucks. I wonder in a normal market what the amount of sleeper trucks, how many there usually are. I want to say I've seen like 25,000 before on that. So it's a little bit half the inventory. All right. Had to turn off that light. Blinding the crap out of me. $1.5 million miles? Dang. 2007. A little rusty, but not, I mean, I've seen worse, to be honest. Ooh. The interior looks okay. I mean, no red flags yet, but it's got a Cummins in it. Pavon Williams. It's crazy how the industry capitalizes on uneducated buyers. There should be a law against it. The industry needs to better representation for the drivers and their treatment. Yeah, I mean, true, but if you put a law against somebody capitalizing on someone that's being uneducated, I mean, that is kind of, you live in a free country, so I mean, it's not. I get what you're saying, taking advantage of people, but if you're trying to put regulation on, you know, uneducated people or buyers, not people, but buyers, I mean, it's kind of like you can't help the people uneducated, but you're right, you can't be taking advantage of people. But yeah, I guess that's just the problem with living in a free capitalistic society. Is you're gonna get people that are unfortunately gonna take advantage of people that don't know as much. And it's only worth what someone's willing to pay for it, right? So I guess that's kind of what I'm trying to get at. Unfortunately, there's always going to be people that aren't smart enough to understand that. But yeah, the industry isn't too bad right now. It's just prices are crazy on used trucks, and they need to pay more for sure. But wages are going up for sure. 2007 Kenworth. Let's see here. 1,000,000 miles for $16,000. I mean, pre-mission egg rack. Bottom end has been done on Cat C15. Okay. And this truck isn't horrible. Like, given that if like you're in the pinch, you need to find a truck. I mean, it's not the greatest thing, but depending on the interior and what it smells like inside, I guess. But there's people trying to sell 1,000,000-mile trucks for like $80,000 right now. So when I see one for 16,000, a pre-emission truck, I'm almost like, yeah, it's a good deal. Because I think I was looking at day cab trucks and I couldn't find a decent one for under like 30 grand. Or, it's just. Volvo. Here's a Freightliner. See how many miles it has on it. I hate it when they don't tell you the mileage. But it's got the right motor at least. For the time, it's for what it is. It's got a 12.7 in it, which is cheap to rebuild. Truck's rough. Bumper's falling off, but these are plastic and cheap metal. And sometimes you can find replacements real easily. I don't like tall sleepers because I don't need to use them. Let's keep going. See. Interior's rough, but I mean, I've definitely seen worse. Like these trim pieces always fall off. Like that's a Freightliner thing. I've had like 3 or 4 of these trucks, and every single damn one of them, this thing falls off. But I mean, everything. It looks like everything's there, unless it's got, like a knocking motor. I don't know if you guys can hear but sounds like it should. These earlier Detroit 60 series were always real loud, like that. As a matter of fact, my glider was. Let's hear this side. Sounds alright. Yeah. Doesn't sound horrible. I'm not saying this is the greatest truck or that you should go buy it, but seeing the price I saw for day cabs, this is starting off a lot better. Well, we don't know how many miles this truck has on it, though. That is it. Let me see if I can find it in the pictures. Let's see here. Oh, almost. It looks like I can't make out what that is, but it's probably definitely over 1 million. Has to be. Like, this truck's under 1 million. This is a real good deal, given the current market. Been an accident. Oh my. Well, Matthew Knight, thank you. I appreciate it. Say he loves my videos. All right, code_game. I would like this search repeated, but with a DT12E, an auto shift, Allison, etc. You mean to search for automatic trucks? We're not able to do that. Matthew, can't tell about the motor on a video. Sound could be different on videos. I mean, that's true. I mean, if you want to get real down and dirty, they could have, put the sound over on the video clip of a clean running motor. But I mean, I was just kind of shocked, for these prices nowadays, usually everything's just such garbage, for these prices. So I was just shocked that it actually sounds like it's running, it's running. It doesn't sound like, and I'm sure, yeah, that's true. As you get into higher RPMs, you could hear a knock developing or something like that. But yeah, you're right. You can definitely can't tell everything, but it's a good place to start off. This truck's ugly, and whoever's willing to drive a purple Freightliner, if they could look past that, maybe take it and do a rattle can spray job real quick on it. What? Hold on. I gotta see what this is. Okay, I wonder if that's an auto shut off then. Just kind of looking at this truck. Man, there's not a whole lot of rust. For being in Ohio, should be a lot more rustier than this. It's got airbag front suspension. That's problematic. We're looking past the color, because it is purple, and I understand that. Code_game. Yeah, anything that would be automatic, that is recommendable. Okay. Yeah, we'll maybe do a video next time and do those search results and see what happens. Kind of dissecting this truck here, guys. Just looking for anything out of the ordinary. I mean, I don't see. Usually, oil pans are full of gunk, and unless they spray it off, which they could have, this truck looks. I mean, I haven't. So far, I don't see anything that has any major red flags, except for that right there, the purple. That might be a wheel seal, right? That might be oil. Might need a wheel seal, which isn't the end of the world. Yeah, it'd be hard to drive this truck for sure. But I mean, it isn't. Other than the color, we don't know that. I don't know if we know the mileage yet. But usually, the trucks out of this area are really rusty. And I'm not seeing any rust, like hardcore rust. Obviously there's surface rust, and these are steel. They put steels. I hate when they do this. They put steels on the inside and put one aluminum tire on the outside. See, there's a steel rim there. It's all rusted out. But and it's a little rusty, I guess, back here. But it just ate away the paint. See what the interior looks like. Yeah, that might be I bet there's probably a wheel seal. Looks like there's a gear oil, or maybe it's just the way the shade or dirt or grime or something. Okay. Okay, we've seen the motor. This is a 14 liter too. This is a 515 horse truck. I mean, I don't see no leaks yet. See a little rust, which this is pretty this is pretty bad right here. Because you want to look for like bubbling and stuff. Let's see here. Well, taking a lot of detailed photos for sure. Oh, how wrecked is this interior? Okay. So it's missing this panel, which I don't know. I mean, it's like 5 or 6 bolts that hold the top piece, and probably about 4 or 5 that hold the bottom piece. You can get it at a scrapyard. Let's see here. I mean, yeah, it's a used truck for sure. Like I said, these outer interior pieces are always the first things to break off of the interior on these trucks. This interior is a little rough. The dash is okay. It's missing a radio. What does that say? 1.2 million miles. There's supposed to be, there's a dot right here. So 1.2, 232,237. Has crank windows. That kind of sucks, but it's missing this interior piece right here. But yeah, I mean, that's a lot of miles, but for decent shape that it's in. Yeah, Matthew Knight. Yeah, you're right. Other than the color, it might be the best truck for the price on here for sure. Like I'm not seeing any. I mean, the interior's a little rough, and you probably have to spend about maybe $1,000 on the interior if you really had to buy like parts OEM I'm more like maybe aftermarket parts that are OEM quality, OEM fitment. So if you spent $1,000 or $2,000 on the interior, which probably that's probably so high of an estimate. Like get a couple new seats, a new bed. Maybe you just just power wash the shit out of this sleeper. Let's see here. Get to the sleeper pictures. Not trying to make people dizzy, but okay, come on, where the hell are they? Yeah, just like do it. Just send it to a professional detailer. Have them steam off these. I don't know if that's rubber, if that's carpet or vinyl. Not too sure, but get just two seats. There's some cabinets that could go here. Get some cabinets. I think they're like $200 a piece. So, and then get this panel that's missing right here. This panel I won't worry about because you're gonna buy one unless you're gonna want to super glue that thing on there. And then a radio, maybe a steering wheel, unless that's just a cover. But yeah, I mean, you spend $1,000, couple seats, mattress, professional detail, a couple interior pieces, and this is a pretty decent truck. And I mean, if you can figure something to do, I mean, the color. Yeah, it doesn't look, Matthew. Yeah, it does not look like a truck from up north for sure. Um, Looks like someone brought it up there and then now they got out of it. But code game, and sometimes you see farmers that got older low mileage trucks like this, they don't see much salt because it mostly seasonal. Yeah, that's true too. I mean, it could have been, who knows. I mean, I bought my blue truck um, from it was a rental dealer that rented equipment. So the truck only had like 400,000 miles on it. It was a 2011. And everybody's like, how has it only got 400,000 miles on it? I guess all they used it for was hauling a low boy to go deliver, like, I don't know what kind of equipment they had. If it was construction equipment, farm equipment, or what, but it was belonged to a equipment dealer, a rental place. So it didn't. So it's very possible. Everdream. It has 1 foot on the grave. That truck. Well, yeah, it's not the best truck, but for the price, we're trying to find the cheapest, most affordable truck that, like, just down and dirty. If you just had to get a truck, a spare truck or whatnot, or just say your truck has a catastrophic problem tomorrow, and you just got to get something, to drive, and you're trying to spend the least amount of money as possible. Because that's always the goal, right? I mean, try to spend the least amount. But yeah, this is not a bad option other than that color. If this was black, white, any other color than this, it probably would be $30,000. Okay, maybe 25, but it would have been sold. It wouldn't have been it wouldn't be on truck paper. It's just the color, I think, that's killing it. Here we go. Let's see. I mean, so this is 19,000. Let's see how this one stacks up to the purple one. Okay. It's a Mac, but this is out of Florida. So, not a lot of Make these pictures bigger. See what we're getting here. Interior is not horrible. Frame is about the same as the other truck. Well, no shots of the motor, you know. And that's why I like the purple one because they took a lot of photos and you could be hiding something and still show a photo and hope no one notices. But for the most part, I mean, if you're going to show me photos, you're not trying to hide anything. Trucks like this, I hate when they don't show the motor. They just show stuff that like is kind of irrelevant. See how many miles this truck has on it, if they'll even tell us. See, they're not going to tell you. Unless I missed it on the, was there a dashboard shot where you see that odometer? Nope. Okay. Well, we don't know how good a deal this truck is because I don't know really anything about it. Don't know what the motor looks like or anything like that. We're going to skip Volvos, guys. I don't know enough about them. Here's an International. Not a big fan of these older ones like this. I mean, they have a lot of electrical issues. The mid-2000s Internationals like this have they've been known to have electrical issues. I know guys that trucks burned down because of electrical issues. But, if you're just hoping to get a quick, spare truck that you're not going to be running forever, God, is that like the most ugliest thing right there? Like that top cap. I mean, it looks like a dang, like, I don't know. It just looks really out of place for some reason. That sleeper. I mean, the seats tore up, but that's fine. Who cares about the passenger seat? Interior isn't, I mean, it's so. It's not horrible. It's got a herd bumper. That's good. That's nice. I mean, don't know what the motor looks like, but Cummins 10-speed. It's 46,000 pound rears. Is that real? I don't know about that, guys. That might be fibbing on that rear axle weight. Unless I'm not seeing it. Yeah, I don't see any crossbars or nothing. I think that's wrong, but I mean, we don't know how many miles are on this truck, so I can't even comment on it. But looks decent from what I can see. Matthew, yeah, I like the purple truck. I drive it. Just need some stuff fixed, but man, I like it. Well, man, it's on truck paper. I mean, just go back and watch this live and get the information. I'll just call them ahead of time and say, hey, $500 finder's fee or whatever. Just kidding. But Matthew, I need to start looking at some of these comments. Washed and rust painted so it don't get worse. Little interior work and it would be a good truck in my opinion. Yeah, Matthew, it's not bad. It's not bad. Jamar, that's a good truck. Which one? The Mac or the International? Oh, hey, the International. It says I found it here. 1 million miles. 1,082,000. So for 19,000, it's not a horrible option either, but I really would like to see what that motor looks like. Yeah, Matthew, for sure. It would keep you running if your truck was in the shop, just something to get you by for the time being. That's kind of my biggest fear right now is since parts are getting hard to find, having a backup truck so that you're not stuck waiting on a part for 2 or 3 weeks. And then, all right, let's look at this one. 2010 Peterbilt. 1.4 million miles. So that's a lot. But I mean, first glance, it doesn't look horrible. I mean, it's got some body damage here. It hit somebody or somebody hit it. Hold on, let me go back here. Okay. Looked like this side was damaged too. The front end of these just looks so goofy. It looks like so disproportionate. Kind of reminds you of like a NASCAR in a way, like kind of like the proportions are kind of off for like the decals that they put on the car or the stock cars, whatever. Wow, this one's interior isn't bad. I've definitely seen worse. I don't know about this truck. Just kind of giving it different flavors here, To the Freightliner, let's International. Now we're looking at Peterbilt. Cheapest. This is the cheapest, maybe roadworthy or running Peterbilt. 19,900. So 20 grand. 20 grand used to go a lot further. That's for sure. But yeah, I mean, solid, reliable truck. Okay. It's got a 550 Cummins in it, which is good. I mean, being 2010, hopefully the emissions has been taken care of or it's, been replaced because I'm sure you're going to start having some emissions problem at that point because it's going to have a regen. It won't have DEF, but it'll have a DPF filter and catalytic converter or a catalyst. Here we go. Let's check this one out. Here's another International, 800,000 miles. So low mileage compared to the other ones. Matthew. Well, sorry to hear that, Matthew. Hopefully you can get that cancer in control. Nice. Are you looking to go back, getting back into driving again, or being an owner operator? And the Peterbilt's all right. It's not horrible. Let's see here. Frame's been repainted, so it wasn't originally that clean. Does that look like one thin leaf spring to you guys and shackle spring assembly? Pascaldo, JT. Yeah, no problem, Matthew. I'm rooting for you, man. Hopefully you can beat that crap. It's unfortunate. JT, any recommendations? Um, right now with how crazy the market is, just go for a manual. Pre-emissions probably. You know, um, I definitely look for. JT, I talked to you through Will. I don't know. You have to elaborate on that a little more. There's a lot of people, so but yeah, recommendations. Keep it manual. 10 speeds are durable. They're bulletproof. 13s and 18s you're gonna pay more money for. Anything pre-emission that doesn't have over 1,000,000 miles for sure. That'd be my recommendation. Try to stick under that like 600,000 mile mark. Um, you're driving a W900 right now. Yeah, prices are crazy on anything that's oh, okay, from Cali. Man, I'm trying to remember. I think I know. I think I might know what you're talking about. Did you move back to Cali from Colorado? To do some tanker stuff? And were you out here hauling water with me a few, like 10 years, a few years ago? All right, guys, we're getting back to this. So sorry, my dogs are crying. They want to go out. And this one isn't horrible. Okay, let's move on. That was not horrible. But I mean, it looks like it might actually run and drive under its own power. Here's a FLD Freightliner. The different colored stuff really gets me. I mean, at least you put a fairing on it, but JT in Wyoming. No, that was Will. I'm out here doing sand with him now. Uh, JT. Man, I'm really trying to remember you. Will. I'm not. Yeah, Matthew, it would be cool to see if they did a video showing blow by. Yeah, JT, try to jog my memory more, man. I'm not because I don't remember. I mean, I'm knowing so many Wills and Williams and Wilsons. I don't know. Trying to remember who you are. I'm horrible with names too. So yeah, Jamar for sure. Old trucks are cool if you can get them for a decent price. Oh, okay, yeah, CW. Okay, now I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I was gonna ask you, but I was gonna ask, but okay, yeah, I got you. So you're working with so you're working with him right now, right? That's cool. Yeah, okay, I know who you are now. So this all makes sense now. I solved the puzzle. I'm like, man, how do I? But yeah, at some point you just gotta look for the lowest mileage, cheapest price. That's a reliable setup. Stay away from Packars. Um, stay away from. I would try to find at least a 500 horsepower truck or better. Don't get any like baby Cummins or baby Detroits or baby Caterpillars. Yeah, thanks, JT. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's funny. I was like trying to figure out who you were, and I was like, I don't, because I know two or three other Wills. That's why I was like trying to put two and two together. And one of them I knew 8, 9 years ago, and he moved back to California. So I didn't know if it was, and he had a buddy too that I knew of. So let's see here. This truck kind of caught my eye. I mean, it's a Volvo. That would kind of scare me, but looks decent. But I mean, I can't speak to anything because all I see is one side of a truck and what looks like maybe the most glorious picture it could be taken of it. Kind of like those Instagram girls, like they take 5,000 pictures and find the very best one, the right angle. I'm not saying this truck might be decent and really nice, but this one's got a 425 cat, but I don't know what cat that is. I don't know if that's a baby cat or if it's just a 3406 or well, it's a 91, so yeah, it could have a 3406 in it, but I mean, that's a really good price if it is, or a B model. I don't know cats very well before like 2000, so I don't really know too many of my models there. But yeah, this doesn't look half bad for 21,000. If it checks out, you'd have to go and look at it, make sure it is as they depict it. We're gonna skip this one. Man, tell me that doesn't look like a. You guys tell me unless if I'm wrong, but this blue truck here, what truck does this look like to you at a glance? If you didn't see what it was, this blue truck, I'm gonna keep it small on the screen right now. I'm not gonna enlarge it. What does this blue truck look like? It looks really similar to a new truck that has just come out, and I don't know if you guys would agree with me, but tell me what new truck this blue truck looks like. And it's shocking how similar it looks like just at a glance. It looks like the new W990 Kenworth for sure. I mean, look at it. It's so that really looked like a W990 Kenworth at a glance. Again, I don't like want to get too into Volvos, but I just have to check it out because this looks like a W990 Kenworth. I mean, it's crazy. The brand new W900 replacement. It's crazy. Yeah, man, it looks pretty cool. A D16. I don't know what a D16 is. I know a lot of guys talk about the D12s. So the D16 like the big motor? Is it like the DD15, DD13 type scenario? Does it work like the Detroits where they number them the same way? Well, here we go. I might answer my own question here soon. Yep. Okay. This is a big. Okay. This is a big. This is 16 liters. So, yeah, this is the big boy. 500 horsepower, 1950. Okay. That's a high rev motor. I don't know enough to even speak on Volvos. Oh, is this truck in Canada? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's why it's so cheap. Okay. That makes sense. Let's see here. As long as it's got American specs on all this, you're good. So yeah, it's got pounds and kilogram. All right. Let's see here. It's got 13 speed. These are when it's cold, guys. I don't know if you guys might know this, but this is an S-bar heater, a bunk heater. So this is basically a diesel heater. All my trucks that I normally buy come with these. And if you're down south, you probably won't have ever seen these, but this is basically for cold climates. Just keeps you warm. Runs your Like if you're trucking it running, it'll burn your diesel and keep you warm. There's like a little heater in the sleeper area underneath the bunk, and it's called a bunk heater. I mean, interior doesn't look awful. Doesn't look horrible. Wow. That's a real wide bed. Can someone explain that to me? Is that a really wide bed or is that just me? I mean, that bed looks like super wide. I mean, dang. Guess if you're a big boy, you'll like that, the size of that sleeper, for sure. There's the control for that heater S bar, like I was saying. Basically, you just set it and it comes on and off ever so often. Like it'll be enough to be able to sleep. Like it turns off, so the truck will get cold and it'll turn back on again. It'll just keep you from freezing to death. Okay, let's move on. This is a lot of pictures. But so far, I mean, nothing looks too bad. I just don't know enough about Volvos to even talk about them, but I mean, it's got 16 liters. It looks like it's got the big motor. This may not be a bad truck. I mean, my personal opinion, like if I were getting this, I would be taking such a gamble because I would have no idea what I'm getting into. Oh, is that what it is? It folds to a couch. Okay, it's like a futon. Okay. All right, JT, that makes a lot more sense. I was like, okay, we gotta go back in these pictures, guys. You're probably over the pictures of this truck by now, but I that makes okay. So it's like it's even more even more proves my point. It looks like a Kenworth W990, and now they've got the casting couch like the Kenworth W900 has. Okay, that makes a lot more sense now that I see. Okay, yeah, okay, that makes more sense. And as I was gonna say, like, dang, that is a wide, that's a wide bed, man. Okay, we're leaving this one. Jamar, what is a good truck to buy with no DEF problems? Man, it's kind of just a lucky shot, to be honest. But DD15s I've been pretty lucky with. Cummins is about half and half. You know, Detroit's have been pretty good to me as far as that goes. Like some guys I know with Cummins have never had issues, and some guys I know that's had a lot of issues. I've only known a couple guys have issues with Detroit's. You know, if they're doing everything right, you know, not idling. You know, if you are idling, setting the RPMs up, you know, revving the RPMs up, so it idles higher when it is idling. You know, check out this. Let's check out this Kenworth. It's single axle. Never mind. I was gonna say, dang. Here's a 2010 Freightliner. Oh, hold on. Did I read that right? Yeah, love the bed. Yeah, no, yeah, Matthew, I seen that. Yep, for you and the wife, that plenty of room. I mean, it still is big. While it's like it still is very, very wide as it sits out, you know, as a bed. So for $22,000, this is my favorite motor, 14-liter Detroit 60 series. I don't like the tall sleeper, but well, I don't know if this is a 14-liter or not. Usually the two-piece valve cover gives away. That's usually a telltale sign that it's a 14-liter. That's not always the case, guys. I understand that, but a lot of times the two-piece valve cover indicates that it's a 14-liter. And usually this logo is a 14-liter logo. The 12.7 logo is a little bit different. But, you know, this is what I specialize in is Freightliners and Detroit 60 series. So, wow. The interior is not, well, let's see here. Not a lot of rust. I mean, it's got rust, but it's not like rusted out to hell. It could have been repainted, but these pictures are too far away to see. Let's see. Let's zoom in on this frame rail. And this is some tips. I mean, I'm looking at stuff that I would look at if I was to buy a truck, guys. So this, if you don't know things to look for when you're buying a truck, I've got a video on that as well too on the channel. I go over some of these things that a lot of people look over that I take a real close look at. But like if you look down the side of the truck, like these fairings, just see how intact everything is, you know. See that things aren't like falling off and you know dilapidated. But yeah, I mean, it's got some rust, but it's not horrible. And the interior, I mean, usually you'd have a lot more broken than what is. That's a little questionable. Might have to replace the cup holder, which that insert's like, I don't know how much it is, but you can buy that insert on eBay right now for $50 maybe. Okay, let's see what it'll tell us the mileage. 900, so 1,000,000 miles. It is a 14 liter. I didn't even look at that. I could tell. So I got that right. Michael Stallworth, thanks for the thumbs up. Yeah, JT for sure. Delete it. Yeah. Mrs. Pinky, this is truck paper. Try to catch up on the comments here. Nevada Trucking Trails. Hey, how's it going? But yeah, so I mean, remember that we're looking at that purple truck, and we're like, well, it's purple, that's why it's not sold yet. And if you guys want to go back in the video, you can see the purple truck. And we talked really good about it. Well, this truck, other than being a tall sleeper for me, I mean, you might want a tall sleeper for you or for your situation, but like this has got under 1,000,000 miles. It's got the 14 liter in it, and it's a 2010. So, well, it's 2010. That's the drawback. Unless the emissions have been dealt with, you're going to need to deal with the emissions because these are horrible. That's the only drawback to these is the DPF and the catalyst systems. Just they'll last for like 300,000 miles, but then they'll start acting up, and you'll have to replace it, the filter and the I don't know what they call it, the SCR box, which is like that was like $6,000 to $8,000. And a lot of times when I bought trucks, I got lucky that they had just been replaced. So I know I had like 200,000 to 300,000 miles worth of life left, and after that they started giving me problems. And a couple of them, I can neither acknowledge nor deny that emissions about them, but emissions might or might not have been taken care of on those. But after you do that, they're great trucks. Let's see here. Here's a International ProStar. No way, it's only got 550,000 miles. What the hell? No, I don't want this. It sent me off the page. Hold on. Yeah, Nevada Trainer. That's what a lot of people say. A lot of people say 2015 to 16 is when they really started figuring out how to keep from having issues. I say for Cummins for sure, that's probably the case. 2013 and 14, they had a lot of problems. The DEF trucks were actually a lot better than the pre-DEF trucks from an emissions standpoint, like of shutting off on you and whatnot. The early days with the DEF systems, all that stuff, but they got better. What's the deal with this truck? How is this? This only got 500,000 miles on it. Oh, we got to zoom in here, see if this is real. 558,000. If that's verifiable mileage, as long as it's saying like a 300 horsepower truck or something. I'm trying to look to see. I mean, it's got some cosmetic issues for sure, but nothing that probably can't be ignored temporarily or fixed. Frame doesn't look horrible. Those tires look like something off of like a 90s forklift. Those do not look like, those don't even look like DOT approved freaking tires. Or maybe it looks like maybe a carrier took like their steers off and then put them on this truck. Like they ran their steers out all the way and then replace the steers and put them on here. Yeah, those look like steers on this truck. They look like hockey pucks. For sure. Okay, I gotta figure out what's the deal with this truck. Because there's always a catch, right? 450 horsepower. Oh, it is a baby max force, so that could be not helping you. But I mean, if it's 450 horsepower, if you're just needing like a spare truck or a truck just to kind of do some local work or some stuff that's not real heavy, it doesn't have to be local work, obviously, but this is, I mean, it needs tires for sure because they put some, like, I don't know what the heck these tires are. I mean, I know I'm dragging this out, and if it's kind of annoying, well, it is what it is, but I'm just looking at these tires. I can't be the only one that's like, yeah, these are steers. For some freaking reason, they must have like a fleet, and they took all their worn down steers and then put them on the drives. These are steer tires on the drives. Yeah, yeah, Michael. Yeah, 332 steers for sure. Yeah, so well, you gotta add now. You gotta add like $3,000 to this truck now, just in tires. Depending on with the tire shortages and stuff, like, or it's hard to get tires depending on what you want. The International is just like what I was driving. Oh yeah, I got you. Yeah, that sounds familiar. I bet. There you go. You'll be right at home. I don't suggest. Sorry guys, I got like some on my nose. I don't suggest driving too far off the lot with those tires. Definitely the weather forecast. Any rain or snow, park the son of a bitch. Park it and get to a tire shop as soon as possible. This might. I'm not a big fan of Internationals. I'll be the first to admit that. But man, for the mileage in today's market, with how crazy prices are, for $22,000 to get a 500,000 mile truck that is a manual. I mean, it's not automatic. I mean, I'm really having a hard time finding, something bad with this truck other than like this side sleeper right here. It looks like just these panels just need to be like, I don't know what is up with this, but can't be that difficult to fix it. It's got a Jake brake. This might be our first like score. This is something I can maybe recommend. This and the white one before. But I mean, man, for 500,000 miles. And the Max Force engines are not the greatest either. There's a lot of people that they're kind of like PACCARs where they're like, ooh, stay away from those. So that might be a downfall of this truck, but just given, comparing apples to apples here, not too bad. Yeah, JT. Yep, every bit of 550,000 miles. You're right. They just kept on rotating them. I thought something looked weird. I was happy it wasn't just me. We're not gonna. Well, I don't want to look at this truck. It's got a Mercedes. It's got the MBM motor in it, and I don't know anything about those, so I can't really speak on those. But it's got shiny wheels and tires, which you need to be careful of because, I made a video about that, talking about how lipstick on a pig. Make sure this ain't a garbage truck that they just put some wheels and tires on to try to sell you a turd. But we got a 2006 Freightliner Century. I like the Centuries. I made most of my money starting off in this field off of Century. I mean, it had the Detroit 60 series in it. I don't see a whole lot of rust yet. It's got newer tires, at least clean rims. Don't know if they're new rims, but don't see any rust. Let's see about this. Are you really kidding me? Are they not going to give us the mileage? Holy crap, it's got 150-gallon tanks. Those are huge. Oh, that's a clean truck of the year. I was like, wow, that's a stretch, but power doors, power windows, sliding fiddle, posh aluminum wheels. Yeah, buddies, buddy, we seen that. But don't let just when it comes to stuff like this, you just gotta block out those wheels because they're meant to make people focus on that, and they're like, "Ooh, look how shiny, nice it is." It's like a bug to a light, a bug zapper. So, yes, we see your shiny wheels because a lot of guys will look past all the other shit because it's got shiny wheels on it. And I don't like this chrome crap. That's just not my thing. But I mean, at least it's intact, or it looks intact. I knew some guys who had the Mercedes motor. They said it was all right. They didn't have many problems with it, but it was like one or two people I knew, and it wasn't enough to really get a good idea if they're decent motors or not. But yeah, this truck. Well, does. Hold on a second. I gotta see we gotta find the mileage here. If we zoom in, we might be able to see it. Ooh, let's see here. If that's a 150 right out, no. 1.5 million, that's too much. Ooh. Yeah, that's a lot. Wow, look at this. 2015 Western Star 4900. Again with that color. But this is more of, I don't like the Western Star sleepers. I never have, but man, look at that perfect shot they got. That's like perfect timing. Look at the bird in the background. May need motor. Well, I mean, even if it needs a motor, I mean, if what motor is in it? If it's Detroit 60 series, it's 15 grand. You got a brand new motor, unless it's got needs a whole new block. Yeah, it's got a DD15. Never mind, it's got a DD15 in it. Oh yeah, what am I talking about? It's 2015. I should know that. It's got 700,000 miles on it. DD15. I think DD15s are like $25,000. I don't know if it's worth all the headache, but I mean, I don't know what you can rebuild a DD15 for though either, or exactly what needs to be. That looks like the truck's a good truck. I like the truck, but I don't like the color again. But let's see here. Yeah, the photos can't tell nothing. Toolboxes on toolboxes, Batman. All right. Let's keep going down the list. That one's too questionable. I do like it though, just don't like the color. Volvo. There's a lot of Volvos. We're gonna skip this guy because it's got the stubby hoods means it's a Mercedes motor, by the way. The short stubby hoods usually mean that. I think I've seen this truck before. It's got 1.2 million miles. See, it's a PACCAR, so I would stay away from that. Being 2012, PACCARs are getting better, but when they were like back then, they weren't as great. All right, let's see here. Here's another. These are so funny looking to me too. A little rough. I mean, that makes it look really rough, but you get past that. I thought that sail banner was hanging off the top of the sleeper there. I was like, really? they they put a for sale banner on it. Let's see what we're working with here. Wait, ELD. Oh wow, this has got an N14 in it. Ooh, this is actually. I mean, I don't like the truck at all. I don't like the way. I don't really not a big fan of these, but it's too early. But if this is it's got an N14 in it. So far, so clean. It's clean. Just some cosmetic stuff. That's bizarre how that dash is, but it's like fighter pilot esque, like with the instruments cluster. I guess it is a 2000. I keep forgetting. I guess these trucks on the outside looked way ahead of their time. Ooh, look at that. That's like luxury 90s. Uh, let's make these photos bigger. There we go. Yeah, Matthew, the it looks nice. That Western Star looks nice. I'm sorry, guys. I'm missing some of your comments because I'm getting so wrapped up, and I've got two different screens so I can see your comments. And sometimes I don't see them for a couple minutes. But yeah, that Western Star, it looks good. Besides the color, those are strong. They're durable trucks. I like them. But yeah, the motor is just too questionable on that one. Man, so far this truck is oh, there we go with steer tires on the front on the rears again. Yeah, that's a pre-emission. Or well, the truck's I keep on forgetting this truck is a 2000. It looks so much newer on the body. But yeah, this is let's hear it. Sounds a lot like a 14 or a 12.7 Detroit. All right. So it sounds okay. Where is the mileage? Did I miss the mileage somewhere? Maybe I missed it. I mean, trucks and cosmetically, it's a little rough and it looks kind of funky, but this ain't bad. I mean, let's see how many if we can figure out how many miles are on it. See, I hate this. Like you can't see nothing as the dash is turned off. Hmm. Yeah, unless I'm not seeing the mileage somewhere. Okay. Okay, here we go. 961,000 miles. It's not horrible. If it's a, so I wonder if this truck is actually a glider or if it is just produced with a 99 motor. I didn't remember if the cutoff is 2000 or 2001. Yep. You Foman. Yep, I just saw that 960K. Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, new tires are everything, and obviously you're buying a truck, a cheap truck. I mean, that's one thing. It's like a known consumable that you're gonna have to be looking at replacing. Let's see here. Let's look at this. This Freightliner. If my computer will load. Oh, it's a single axle. I was really excited about this one. Damn it. I knew this was a really nice truck, but not with a single axle. It's not. Dang, this one's nice. It's got a lot of miles, but it's really clean. Man, this was a tandem axle. This would be a good truck. It's unfortunately it doesn't have the 515 14 liter. It's got the 455 horsepower one, which sometimes you can turn those up in the settings. It just depends on what parameters it came with from the factory, and you don't know until you plug into it, unfortunately. But yeah, I'd like to buy one of these cheap for like a toy hauler or something of that nature. That'd be a good toy hauler rig right there. If you did something with the emissions. So what are we at? 25,000. We found a couple decent, okay trucks if you had to. I haven't found anything that I really like that I'd be like, I want that, and that's a good price yet, though, either. Trying to find something that I would actually like want to buy, not something that I would buy if I had no other option. So let's try to figure out how much money it's going to take to get a decent truck, sleeper truck. I'm skipping some of these because of certain reasons, either like lower horsepower or like this is a 333. This is a decent looking truck, but this is a straight up like this is a work truck here. I mean, heck, let's look at it. If it's only at 311,000 miles, that's really good. But it's only at 355 horsepower, so it might not even be. Yeah, only 311. I mean, it's those max force transmissions are annoying. But I mean, they work. Truck's really clean. Hmm. For a local truck like JT, this might be a like for like running like local. This might be a good truck. Like not really ever getting on the highway, like staying out there on the dirt. But other than that, it's not the greatest. Let's see here. "2005 Kenworth." Yeah. JT, I mean, it could probably pull. It's a Class 8. I mean, it'll pull the weight. It's just you won't be able to go very fast. Let's go back to this. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Let me go back to this Mac for a second, and we'll be done with that. I just want to see the gear ratios. I ain't look into it enough. It's got 40,000 pound axles, so it's got a 464 ratio. This thing will pull the house down, even with that's why even with 335 horsepower, it'll do what you're wanting it to do. Trust me. It just won't go over like 65 miles an hour because the gear ratio is so high, unless it's got a like a custom gear set transmission where like the unless it's like the high gears are really long, which sometimes that's the case, but most of the time, I mean, that's a really tall ratio, 4.64. I mean, I look for 373s or 391s is like my limit. And most of the trucks out here for like construction or oil field are 410s, 411s, 464. That is a high reduction. So that thing will pull the house down. It just won't go but 60 miles an hour probably. 65 or 70. All right, let's get back to this Kenworth. I was really interested in this one. See how rough it is. 18 speed. Rusty. A little rusty, not too bad. For Canada, this is a Canadian truck, so I'm going to take that into account. How many miles does it have? Doesn't tell us the miles. Okay. Well, this could be a decent truck, but who knows? All right. Here's a 2006. Nah. Let's look at this T800. I like T800s as well, JT. This one isn't horrible, but oh, it's got a couch. It's got the couch. Hmm. It's got a C15 in it. This one's all right. I mean, it's still high mileage, especially if it hasn't been rebuilt. It's going to need it. But given all the craziness out there, I wouldn't personally touch this truck because it's just too many miles. But if that doesn't bother you, it's not horrible. It's pre-emission. Yeah, yeah. Couch makes you feel at home. I like an 18 over a 13. 13, it just drives me nuts. You can't split the bottom end. And I like 18s personally better than 13s. But I mean, if like you see a good truck and it's got a 13, don't let it deter you. But I personally like the 18 over a 13. Man, I might have to. We might have to do the same thing we had to do with the day cabs, where I said, um, where we continue this search another day. I mean, there's not really anything I would like be jumping head over heels to try to buy, and we're at $29,000. I saw a lot more like potentially decent prospects versus the day cabs for sure. But like if you had to buy a truck just to get you down the road for the time being, or maybe like your first starter truck and you're really just wanting to, take a chance and a gamble, there's some okay ones on here, but for under the $30,000 mark, I mean, for 20 to 25,000, there was a couple okay options. If the truck checks out, obviously, like if you went out and looked at it and it ended up being what they said it was, and bad feelings about it, weird rattles, wobbles, you know what I mean? But well, look at here. This got 1,000,000 miles on it. This is a Freightliner Columbia. Sentries are better, but they're the same thing. It's got a C15 in it. Yeah. It's got 1,000,000 miles, and that is a gigantic gas tank. Holy fuel tank, Batman. That's all the fuel. Holy cow. Maybe it's just the way the truck is positioned. I mean, dang, that fuel tank looked huge. They painted the frame. It's not horrible. Dang. I don't want to speak too soon. I want to see all of it before I make a decision on this. So it's got 435, but I think you can turn most of these. You can all turn them up to at least 550. These C15s. Interior is clean so far. It's a small sleeper. Looks like they've got some gauges. Unless they could be factory, I'm not sure. I mean, I think this should be a $20,000 truck, but it's 30 because of all the craziness right now. But JT, I don't oil test. I should, but I don't. I haven't so far. I mean, I guess I've gotten lucky. Knock on my desk here. Knock on some wood. But I do go out and I look at the truck. I drive the truck. I try to peck off as many mechanics as I can and ask them questions about the truck without them knowing that I'm there to look at it, which that's harder to do. Because obviously they're gonna, know that you're there for that truck maybe. But yeah, I definitely go out and look at it. I've only bought I bought in 3 trucks sight unseen. 2 of them didn't do so well, but I ended up selling them because they were day cabs. I didn't really need them, and I had some problems with my other business anyway, so we kind of just got rid of them. And for the most part, I've been lucky. But I mean, I really, really look hard into these trucks for sure before I buy them. But no, I haven't done oil tests. Probably should, but I just haven't. This truck looks decent. This one's not horrible. I mean, it's that mid 2000s International, but 475 horse Cummins ISX, pre-emission. 10-speed, 234 rears. Wow, that is a low ratio. Wow. That's definitely highway gears for sure on this truck. So let's see what we can find. If we can find anything that I would be like, oh, I'll buy that. I want that actually. See how much money I'd have to spend to get like a real decent truck. Not just use it for a couple weeks. All right. Everybody who's watching, guys and gals, if there are any, I'm getting tired. I usually work nights, so I'm just trying to muscle through this. I think we're going to have to continue this search another day. Save this spot on the web page here. I'll save this tab, and but I have to continue this search another day because I don't want to just pass up all these trucks, because there might be something that would get the job done. But I do really want to see how much you have to spend right now to get a decent truck that you could be happy with. You might not be happy with the price, but a good truck. So how about Mercedes engine? I don't know. I've heard good and bad. I know 2 guys. One guy that had it, he had good experience with it. Okay, JT. Yeah, he just got off too. Yeah, I didn't work last night, but I was up all night because I run nights primarily. So, yeah, it's getting a little late for me. Yeah, Michael, no problem. Happy to get on here and answer some questions and just go over some trucks. I actually enjoy this part of the job. I like looking at trucks and wheeling and dealing, buying trucks. I like that hustle, that side of it for sure. It's fun to me. But I mean, I was gonna go down this. I was gonna see if I can't find something that's decent. Hmm. And I do have a soft spot for FLD classics, classic Freightliners. They're not the greatest interiors, but right, guys, I'm gonna get off this page real quick. Thanks for your time. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me, looking at some trucks. We'll do this again one of these days. I try to plan it for like Wednesdays. Let's try to plan for a Wednesday. Doing another one of these, unless maybe this afternoon, depending on what I got going on, if I'm bored enough or whatnot. I'm kind of taking some, time off, so I got more time to make YouTube videos and whatnot. But yeah, I will. I might put a post, let you guys know, or I'll just jump on here and you guys can just join me if you happen to be online and see me. But thanks for joining, everybody. I appreciate it, and I will see you guys on the next one. JT, Michael, Matthew, have a good one, guys. Thanks.